Are you a light worker or an empath who's just starting to feel over all the processing and feeling like it's your responsibility to lift the vibration of the planet? This video is going to definitely help you because I'm going to be going over why it's not really your job anymore and why it's now okay to let yourself off the hook and just chill out a bit. And then at the end, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a clearing for any kind of extra contracts you might have or have signed up for to clear and heal like more than you need to that could be completely wearing you out. My name is Adam. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Before we get started for today, I just want to let you know I'm doing a few more free breakthrough calls. So what's a breakthrough call? A breakthrough call is a 30-minute call where we get on Zoom and I just help you go over your vision for your life for you. We kind of get into what it is that you want to create, what you're inspired by, and then we get into what things are coming up or stopping you from really making that vision a reality. And then I help you troubleshoot some different options that you have to kind of iron out what's going on under the surface so that you can really truly align with your highest vision. So as light workers, as empaths, which they kind of go hand in hand a lot of times. A lot of this is just my take on the situation, but I think there's a lot of relevance to it. So what I feel like a lot of us have believed as far as like helping the planet upgrade, helping in this transition from 3D to 5D, 6D, 7D is like, it was kind of our job to come here and help everybody awaken. And we volunteered for this on some level, or as someone once told me, we were voluntold. Because the volunteer aspect is, it's a little bit messed up in my opinion. Like you sign up for something, but you don't really know what you're signing up for. And a whole bunch of other stuff gets tacked on and you're like, well, I didn't sign up for that. And it's like, it's too late. You signed the contract, so you have to take responsibility for all of it. But it can be a lot of pressure when we actually think that it's up to us too much individually. And like that can lead to a whole bunch of, energetic contracts that maybe we took on before the life to help heal the entire lineage and heal your whole family and heal the whole planet. It can also lead to just in the moment you grabbing other people's stuff and taking it on. Like, here, I'll help you, I'll help you, I'll help you. But in the end, what happens is we get totally freaking burnt out and we can't do anything anymore. And a lot of, I feel like for me, the fear of releasing that has been like, well, who else is going to do it? Because if you look around, I mean, more and more people are waking up, but a lot of people are still very stuck in the darkness. And this can lead to sort of a little bit of an ego thing where we feel like, well, I have to do it because nobody else is doing it. I mean, some other people are doing it, but a lot of people aren't. But in the end, all this does is screw us up. And it's important to understand this is something that my soul has had a huge issue with, that there are others. There are others out there, and there are people that maybe haven't fully woken up yet that need to be left with their stuff to do it themselves. Maybe you've done enough, and if you're fried and you can't anymore, it doesn't even matter if you keep trying because you're not helping anybody because you're just showing them how to burn themselves out. I have a story I want to tell really quickly. I have been burdened my whole life with feeling responsible for everything. I've gone very deep into my soul history, into my past life history, and one of the repeating themes, like even before planet Earth, has been like being this figure that needs to help everything and everyone in the collective, and being like, I can take it, I can take excess amounts of darkness, give it to me, I can hold off the attack, I can rescue all of the people. And it's pretty much fried me. I had one soul coach told me that, I got to the point in recent lives where it's like I was asking the question, like, can't I, help everybody else? And the answer was no. And in this life, it was like, well, can't I just help myself? And she was like, up until then, the answer was no, because I had just worn myself out so bad, I couldn't do anything. So my lesson has been to let go of feeling like it's my job. And I remember a number of years ago, I was with my friend, one of my close friends, who's very, very psychic and intuitive and sees all these storylines and knows my sort of history very well. And we were in this parking structure, one of those, like, I don't know, 10-story sort of indoor outdoor parking structures where there's multiple levels, but you kind of pull up and there's like a concrete wall that goes up a certain amount that the cars pull up into, but a little bit higher than that there's an opening to the outdoor, and then you look down and you see the street or whatever. Okay, so we park and we're getting out of the car. I don't remember where it was, some mall or something, and we both turn and look, and there's this car up against the concrete wall, slowly starting to lift the back of the car is like lifting up in the air, and we're both just like kind of shocked. We're like, is this really happening right now? And the car continues to go up and up and up until it's like perpendicular with the wall, and then it fell off. This was like the sixth or seventh floor, it just fell off. And I mean, this was like emergency situation. The person was probably dead. And what happened with me was I'd been healing for many years and just freaking exhausted. I was exhausted all the time. I could hardly move or do anything. And this is one of the reasons, because this pattern goes back so far in my history. And I immediately was like, I felt this combination of like, I need to help. We need to call 911. We need to go down and see what's going on and help this person. And simultaneously, like, fucking guilt and rage and exhaustion, because I'm like, I can't do this right now. Now, if I had been the only one there, of course I would have done something. I would have called 911, and I was already in the process of going to do that. But what the universe showed me was there was like 10 other people who all witnessed this event, who were all doing the same thing. They were all picking up their phones, calling 911. Two guys like went to the elevator or the stairs and ran down like to see what was going on. And I didn't have to do it. And it was like a lesson. It was like a huge spiritual lesson for me. And I remember like when we saw that this person was being helped and everything was okay and the paramedics were showing up, I kind of stepped aside with my friend and I kind of processed this, and I was like, I don't know what to do right now. I feel so bad about myself because like I wanted to be the one to go help, and I felt like I was supposed to help, but I felt so angry at the situation. And she's like, well, this is your lesson. It's like your lesson. This is a very huge lesson for you, is that there's somebody else. Other people can do it. You don't always have to be the one rescuing, saving, helping everybody, because you can't, because you're freaking burnt out. So it's about stepping back and knowing that there are others out there, and trusting that if you're really meant to do something, you will, and you'll be called to do it. Like, I didn't feel a calling to do it at the time, and I have in certain situations. But like, if at one time I found this, I was in another situation where I was super exhausted, and I love squirrels, and I saw this little baby squirrel like on the pavement by my house, hardly moving, and I wanted to help it and also kind of didn't because I was exhausted, but I felt like called to do it, and I did, and I picked it up and I brought it inside, and anyway. So my point is, it's like these things are orchestrated in a particular way, where if a soul or somebody really needs a certain kind of help, they'll get it from the right and best place. And you will know if it's really your job. But if you're really worn out, if you're really tired, if you're really like over all of the helping, the way you help is to stop. It's to stop and rest. And give your energy to yourself, and trust that even in this shit show of a reality that we live in, where it's complete chaos, there are a lot of other people that can step up and do it, and they'll want to do it. There are souls that like haven't helped a lot, And so they'll feel this deep calling to do it. If you're worn out, it's your sign that maybe you're not supposed to. Maybe you're not supposed to take on everybody's stuff. Maybe it isn't your individual soul's job to save the whole fucking planet. The planet can do it. There are beings in other dimensions that can do it. It's gonna happen anyway. We like to attach to the idea that we need to do it because it makes us feel special, important, and powerful. And that's not a bad thing. But then it can create all this pressure too. So what would it feel like to just let that go? And know that, like, you do matter, I do matter, but it'll be okay either way too. So I want to do a little quick energy clearing on this pattern really briefly. So you can just take a minute and relax a little bit if you want to go into a little bit of a meditative state, or you don't have to do that. But just bring to mind, give your higher self permission to sort of bring up any contracts you have, any beliefs that you have that you're holding in yourself, in your body, or in your energy field to help everyone else. Any belief that it's your job to heal the whole planet, that it's your job to heal everybody around you, that it's your job to heal your entire ancestral line all by yourself. And give permission for anything that no longer serves you in this way to be released. And also give permission for anything that was maybe tacked on by whomever or whatever that maybe didn't have your best interest at heart at any point in time or place, that was kind of extra, like debt-based stuff or added weight that you don't need, that never really served you, to release. And also give permission for any identity with you being like the hero, being the savior, to go as well. Because this can be an entire archetype. An archetype is just a conglomeration of beliefs, patterns, and experiences that you've had over time. And the hero archetype is a positive archetype, but it's like the last of like the immature archetypes. The hero's always doing too much. It's fighting battles it can't win. It's trying to help, but it's doing it at the expense of itself, a little bit from ego, because it wants the glory. And the true like warrior archetype is discerning, and it knows like when it's supposed to help, when it's not. And you may even need to just sort of put the warrior archetype aside for a while. Maybe not, but your higher self will just know. So give permission for any of that energy to release as well. And just you can offer it to the earth, you can offer it to your higher self. And then ask, who would you be? Who would you be if you released all this excess baggage? What would that look like? What would that feel like? How would you treat yourself? How would you perceive your role on the planet right now? Your role for the whole collective, your role for yourself, your role for your family. What would the ideal balance for you in this moment look like? And just give permission for that to come in. I'll just take a minute. Just kind of notice anything coming up, notice anything releasing, notice anything wanting to land. And just ask what it would feel like to really put yourself first in a loving way. So much crap out there about selfishness and selflessness, and most of that's all tainted too, in my opinion. What would it look like to lovingly put yourself first and trust that, like, it's not even like you got this, it's like the earth's got this. Everyone's got this. It's okay regardless. Whatever you do, it's all going to be okay in the end. On a long enough timeline, everyone's okay. Good. It's done. Please let me know what you think of this. Feel free to leave any comments, questions, realizations in the comment section below. Other than that, I really always appreciate everybody who watches these videos. Thank you so much. And I look forward to next time. Bye-bye.